This is day 6 in my Black History Month vlog series titled The Tree of Knowledge of Good and Evil. In my previous vlog, The Serpent and the Tree of Life, I questioned whether the tree of life in the Bible could have been a fig tree, as figs are related to fertility. I explained the benefits of figs and why it's highly likely that the fruit Adam and Eve ate were figs, not apples. Fig trees are known to be some of the oldest trees in the world. Today, let's focus on the tree of knowledge of good and evil, which was situated right beside the tree of life in the Garden of Eden. I love trees. The older, the better. In my fearless letter to my Creator, I questioned why God had placed the tree of knowledge of good and evil right in the middle of the garden if Adam and Eve weren't supposed to eat of it. Did he deliberately set them up to fail? Trees have deep roots. The roots of both the tree of life and the tree of knowledge of good and evil symbolize the hidden unconscious mind. In 2018, I went through my dark night of the soul, which was hell. I almost killed myself and ended up on a psychiatric ward on observation for a month. The dark night of the soul is said to be a kind of deep spiritual depression that must be experienced before enlightenment. It took me 3 years to recover, but it prepared me for what I'm doing now. Along my journey of self-discovery, I discovered that our thoughts are like seeds and our mind is the garden. The soil is the subconscious mind where our thought seeds are planted. The black in my painting, Black Orchid, represents the subconscious mind. So going back to the Garden of Eden, Adam and Eve were told to eat only of the tree of life. In other words, to only think positive thoughts. In day 5, I said the serpent represented health. If the serpent symbolizes health, maybe this story actually relates to their mental health. They were given a choice to think either good thoughts, the tree of life, or both good and bad thoughts, the tree of knowledge of good and evil. Adam and Eve were tempted to think bad thoughts, and they chose to entertain those bad thoughts. This caused a fall from a high state of consciousness, which led to them being banished from paradise. Negative thoughts will do that to you. Adam and Eve were living in heaven on earth before their downfall. Their negative thoughts brought them down to a lower state of consciousness, which meant they were no longer entitled to live in the high vibe Garden of Eden. And that's why they were evicted. How does that sound? It's just my theory. So remember, our mind is the garden and our thoughts are the seeds. As the gardener of our mind, our job is to nip those negative thoughts in the bud before they take root and replace them with positive thoughts, in order to keep the garden of our mind well cultivated. I cover this in more detail in year 3 of my novel Journey of a Sister. Click on the link in the description to listen to an extract from year 3 and to see how I've used my artwork and poetry to illustrate the story.
I am fertile soil. I am fertile soil. When I plant the seeds of love in the garden of my mind, they're gonna blossom. Think of every thought you have as a seed. The thoughts you sow, you will reap. Thoughts rooted in love will grow into beautiful flowers, while thoughts rooted in fear will grow into fast-growing weeds.
The next vlog in this series is titled, Why Did Jesus curse the fig tree. Continue your journey of self-discovery.
When I plant the seeds of love in the garden of my mind, they're gonna blossom. All thoughts are either rooted in love or fear. Fear is the opposite of love. Thoughts rooted in love will produce a harvest after their own kind, and thoughts rooted in fear will produce a harvest after their own kind. So plant the seeds of love in the garden of your mind. I am fertile soul.